Sorry for taking so long. I am in the middle of freeing up some space, and I just decided to start. I didn't mean to start this late. Yeah, like I said last night, I am exhausted, and I need to free up some space real quick. So give me 1 second while I do one thing. And there we go. We got time. So I'm only going to do a short episode today because I am beat and I'm tired. And we got to do an episode. So here we go. All right. Good morning. Still asleep. I have 2 errors in that. Sorry. I was trying to do everything as fast as I could. And I was just moving at the regular pace that I was doing. And yeah, I am here this morning. We're day 20. We're figuring it out. We've been moving forward. All right, let's see. All right, cool. Hold on one thing. All right, there we go. Hello, good morning, everybody. Because I saw people here. JR checked in. Thank you so much, brother. Chicken. Check in. Thank you for the love already. Yeah, just kind of like I said last night. I went to bed. I got in bed. I showered and everything. And I don't know. I stayed in bed. Been watching this Selena Gomez. What is it? Selena Gomez cooking? I don't know what it's called. Let's see what it's called real quick. I've been watching this show for the last I don't know, a couple weeks now. What's it called? She has a show and it's called Selena Plus Chef. It's a 2020 show. She started in the pandemic, yeah. So then she started making these videos. Making these home video cooking, and she's getting pretty good at stuff, right? And her and her friends and whatnot. And so we've been watching that before we go to bed because I do like cooking. And I'm like, this week it's going to be a quick week. It's going to be get ready for summer week. Get ready for because yesterday, out of all this whole week, this past week that passed, driving, going to Dallas, doing all this stuff, conventions, applying myself, looking for jobs, looking for this, looking for that. As you can tell, I'm seeing where my time's going, and a lot of it is you can only do so many things in so many time slots. So we're learning how to use these things, how to move around. I'm very happy that I can do the episode in 3 minutes, get it up and going. I still have to work out some kinks when I kind of go into the fast pace, but I don't like working quick. I like working a little slower and more accurate. But yeah, we're here, day 20. We've done it 20 days in a row. This is cool. This is the hero's journey. This is the story we're doing. This is the beginning. This is the first chapter 1. This is the origin story. And who better not yet to pick than Keanu Reeves? And I got to do a screenshot of why. Right, here we go. You have to change your life if you're not happy, and wake up if things aren't going the way you want. And I think this is where when I was looking at today, because I woke up at 6:05, and when I woke up, I was like, what are we doing today? What's going on? Tomorrow's 21 days. We got to do something. We can't just keep going the same thing we're doing. We got to go back and look and reflect. We got to see what we planted. We planted some things. Let's go back and look at them. This morning, before I head out right now to work, I got to clean the I got to water the garden because it hasn't been raining. So I can see that the grass is getting drier. I can see that. So I'm like, all right, so now start maintaining. This is where it starts coming into. So I have to start coming in, kicking in, and taking care of it. And we got comments. Let's go. Day 20. I know, right? Auto censorship. Yeah. Let's duck and go, bro. I know it is what it is. We got people crying. We got people that just can't handle it, and it's all right. This is a video game to me. We're using video, and you're playing a game, so it's a video game. What's up, Josh? Um, wait, that's the same you. You're. Are you on? Is this you? Are you on? Are you Jr. Josh Chandler? Wow, badass, bro. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. That's you double time. That's excellent work. Thank you. Yeah, I was in line at Butters. I was in line when I was interviewing people for the video store. I was talking to this guy who had an Ivan Ooze shirt. So I ended up bringing up the Jason David Frank interview, and I'm like, man, that's my biggest thing right now, and it's the only thing I really get. Like at the conventions, people will like have talked to me about it, and just a small conversation, nothing serious. But this morning, I mean, I was woke up and I was like, man, I cannot just like go to work. This is what I do. Like I gotta. This is where I'm stopping. This is that. If you're not happy, you gotta change it. So this is that part where I'm gonna change this. This is where I'm doing it. You look back. This is the part of the movie as director. You're like, how's this movie going? Where are we going? All right, we got a good part of the story. Let's call this act one. You know, first 21. I'm gonna keep going. Let's do another 21 days. Let's see. Let's go to 30 days. Let's see what happens when you do 30 days of streaming every day. You know, I've only gotten like two. I think I've only gotten like 2 or 3 subs a week. I guess it might be working. Well, I think I lost some too. So I think people are like, "F this guy." So I lost some subs. But it's balanced. But I'm like, but since I've started, I think I'm like a +1. So I don't care. You know, that's what we're doing. But let's do it. Let's see. I don't know what we're doing. We're doing this. But yeah, we've been watching this Selena Gomez show because this we gotta unwind. Can't just be plugged in the whole time. And just watching her cook, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to get back into cooking. I need to get back into like I have cooked, but I haven't cooked like my pork dish, my chicken dish, and we're trying to figure out what cheap eats. Something we created a while back when we were living in the condo. Eating healthy is very important, and cheap eats are like super important. And cheap eats is like something healthy that we do. Here in my family we do like the pork. I spend like $4 on some pork loins, and then just get some I like using chicken stock. Some chicken stock, make some rice. Rice is like $1 a bag or $2 a bag, whatever it is now. It's probably expensive, but you can get a lot. You can stretch rice like you can stretch potatoes. So I'll do like a dish where I make like a stew, kind of like a pork stew, but I use the tomatoes from the garden. I chop them up nice, and just use all the juices, and I let it kind of like it's not supposed to be a stew. I kind of just use time to cook this dish, and it makes a lot. But I love it when my son, like last year, I made food for his mom, and me. I didn't know if he wanted any, and he just started eating it. Started eating her food. Well, that was the funny thing because he would start eating. We would make plates for ourselves, and he would eat our food, but he wouldn't eat his food. So we couldn't. It was weird. We had to. If we made a third one, he wouldn't eat. But if it was just two of them, so that's all we would eat, and he would eat. So I cooked my stew, and my son would just grab and start eating. Dad, I love this. Dad, I love this dish. I love this dish. Oh, Dad, I love pork. What is this pork? Oh, I love pork. So I like those moments of life too. I like those are my moments. It's like I can't record that. I can't. It's just here. So I got to spend time there to get it. So as a time traveler, as a time jumper, what are we, an interdimensional time, a space cowboy for sure? But figuring out where we're going with this. What is the Mitch character have to do with all this? What is the cowboy character? So we're figuring that person out too. It's a character because CJ is me, and I also I don't always want to be CJ when I'm in the video store. I want to be able to be like a manager or an employee, so that way I can interact with my other employees that are actually managers in the video store. Remember, there's always going to be an assistant manager. You always need an ass manager. You always need a double ass manager. But work's always this whole thing started because of work. So I also like I can't just keep grinding out. Like even right now, man, my feet hurt, and I'm playing that game yesterday for 3 hours. Was like I didn't know it was going to be like that. It was like a conditioning. I basically hit like 20,000 steps yesterday, and I just did the basketball game. So it's like, wow, I didn't go jogging or anything. What you got here? My Facebook town police page posted a motorcycle death with a school bus right in front of my neighborhood. Made me think, wow, life is short and fragile. I may start a 21-day challenge. Dude, do it. It is. Oh, by the way, that's sad, dude. I'm sorry. I'm like, damn. a town, right? Yeah, dude, that sucks, man. Like, it is, dude. And I think the horror convention, it really, man, it really, man, puts shit in perspective. Like, you know what kind of kept getting me when you go to the app, the Texas Frightmare app. Because I met Carl Weathers last year, right before he passed, like a month before he passed, just at the convention in San Antonio. Just shook his hand and shook got his signature. But I was like, oh no, man, I'll get it next time. You can't do that. There are no next times. What does he say as a creed? There is no tomorrow, Rock. There is no tomorrow. Tomorrow. There is. And I'm like, damn it. He was telling me that, and I was like, I shouldn't have done. See, I get all emotional. Let's see real quick. All right, when you go to the Texas Frightmare app, I'm gonna do this real quick. This got me because it's the community, man. Like, this is what the horror community is about. Like, talking to people, like, I don't watch horror movies, and they have like some pride into it. I'm like, all right, whatever, I don't care. But you know, like, it's whatever it is. We all have our own taste. Like, I mean, I never thought I'd be watching a Selena Gomez cooking show at night, but it is what it is, man. I like cooking. I like keeping my better half or my happy. So I'm gonna do what I gotta do, guys. But yeah, dude, like, sorry to hear that. Like, in front of my neighborhood, dude. I'm on my kid's PTA now, man. I'm the vice P. I'm the VP, so I gotta clean up things around here. But no, but it does. I say things as a comedian or stand up or a open micer just because it's just that's what I do, right? We're different times. We don't fight physically. We shouldn't be hitting each other. We shouldn't be touching each other. We should just be able to communicate with each other. We are. That's like in our relationship that we're with each other. And it's a consent thing. Like, we understand each other enough that, hey, I can put my arm around you, I can touch you, hold your hand, whatever. I can get you my girlfriend, you're my wife, stuff like that. We have an understanding because you can still make people uncomfortable even if with those titles. Those titles are just titles. But what do you call it? Just like, I have no idea what's going on with this rant, man. I'm sorry. I just feel bad because, like, being part of PTA, I see these cars going to the school zone, and I'm always like, I just say it out loud, like, SUV, person with sunglasses, person with a cup on their phone, person with the cell phone. Wow, woman. I'm like, oh, great. I can't say that, but it's always the same thing. Like, I'm like just speeding through and it says it right there. And the other day we woke up, and the speeds, the signs for the slow down were run over, but somebody had the courtesy to run over them and pick them up and place them nicely in the middle. And it's just like, there's speed bumps there. I mean, I'm not that guy that wants the speed bumps, that wants the sign that says this is your speed. I don't want that. So let's apply by the rules so we can, we don't have that. I hate those HOA. I hate HOAs. I do not want to ever be part of an HOA. When we got when I met my girl, we were in a condo and we had paid an HOA there, and I hated that, especially when the HOA guy tried to tell me something, and I didn't get in his face, but I was a smart ass to him. It's a long story, but basically, I just told him, man, you're either part of the problem or part of the solution, and you don't come with any solutions. You're definitely part of the problem if you're not helping us out. So get out of the way. But yeah, sorry about that, man. But do something, man. Do anything. You don't gotta do the challenge, but I say do the challenge because it's proving something to me. More results, the more I can say it works. But even just the way looking at myself, cleaning myself up. Even like I said, today is my health day. I'm going to start being more health conscious, stop drinking sodas. Because I can go like a few days and I'll go back for a few days. So I'm going to stop drinking Cokes right now. And I did go a good 6 years with not drinking Cokes. I mean, I was drinking alcohol, but without drinking Cokes. And then I met somebody and then she drinks Cokes every day. So I put it on me. So it's not her fault, but I'm weak. Cokes are like a real good Mexican Coke, chilled on a hot day. It's amazing. But yeah, dude, I say life is too short. Do what you got to do. But you're right. I don't know streaming, but yeah, no, you don't got to stream. Look, dude, started like, where'd I put this thing? It started a stream. No, I guess that's inside. But the other book I have, oh, it's right here. Hold on, let me grab it. Check this out. Here we go. And if you go back, I totally forgot that I had done My Life in Motion. I was trying to do a page called My Life in Motion because I'm always moving around. And this is like, I was like, this is kind of like an excuse page. Like, I can make excuses if you always see me doing something. It's like, nah, dude, just because you run on the treadmill, it doesn't mean you're going to be the quickest person on the track. Once you get on the track, you got to go up against track trainers. It's totally different. I also met two gentlemen this weekend that were like so cool that like, I gotta talk about them. But let's see where we're at. Look, I haven't been even looking at this thing because I'm just in so motion. You don't even need streaming. Streaming is extreme. Streaming is extreme. Extreme dream. I'm doing this because I've been practicing this. I've been doing this. I'm wondering why the hell am I doing this? I thought I was podcasting, doing these shows, but they're live streams or streams. I just didn't. I thought it was the same thing, but it's not. Excuse me, I'm gonna cough real quick. But I'm doing stuff where I can pick up and I drop, I pick up, and I leave it there. My health is important to me too, and I want to always make sure I'm in good shape. But I don't really do. I eat very. I want to say like 90% good, 10% bad, but the 10% bad is like toxic. It's real bad. It's like candy, junk food, bright bags, and sugar. Like I want to cut that down. I do that more healthy, but also too, like I'll eat a whole box of strawberries when I'm cutting out candy. So I'm like, damn, this shit's strong. So got to make sure I keep my addictions and certain things keep me busy. And my life emotion was me trying to just do a post every day. If I can just talk and do it. But man, it's so hard for me to just sit there talk and it's boring. And I'm like, well, that's why people edit these videos. But now with the live stream, I can really like the way they have. Oh, this is what StreamYard changed. StreamYard changed a lot. The software I use. Let's do those. Let's maybe I can get some free StreamYard in this, guys. We're running a business here, right? And so let's see. Maybe we can get free. I can start. Hey, yo, StreamYard, hook it up. So you have this thing here. It says StreamYard. Let's see, turn off. Yeah, cool. So like live StreamYard. So this is what I'm using. This is what I'm using. I got this from Brian O'Halloran. And then when I got to the escape with David Lee Madison, where you at, buddy? With David Lee Madison, then we did. He does StreamYard. So I was like, all right, I'll start StreamYard, and I would even do promotions when we first started because I didn't know what the hell you're supposed to do. But I would use the quack quack, man. StreamYard. This is the extreme StreamYard post. I would use this, but then they started using the soft editing, and then now they added AI, and I'm like, let's try out because I do have my own version of AI, like a CJ version called Carter. It's only works with CJ. It's only links up with my brain, but it works. It's the way I can keep everything. But now that we actually have AI, because I always pretended to have AI, but now that we actually have AI, I can actually bring Carter to life, which is insane. So I got to find out. Like right now, I could just show you the static versions of Carter, the set versions. Like we can bring him to life, animate him. But if we can really bring Carter to life, like what's Jarvis for Iron Man and Friday, if we can really bring Carter, that would be insane. So I got to make time for that. And that's what I'm learning. I mean, talking to Sean Cunningham yesterday, like I get how he was able to move as far as he was able to move and do what he was able to do and why he did it. Because when you start listening to the story, you really start being like, oh shit, that's okay. Oh, okay. Okay. You know what I mean? I don't mean to cuss, but whatever. But look at this. We've earned days here without even knowing. So we're on day 20. I did this on Friday. So I even did it because I was like, this 8-week challenge, this 31-day challenge I did, it ends next week, on the 31st. I told myself I got to start doing something. So this is how it works. Watch. We'll talk about this. This is what I'm saying. Reflection is very important. We need to reflect and see where we're at, because if not, you'll just be on an island floating. And I've been doing that to myself a lot. And this is what we're doing. We're trying to get out. I'm just doing, like I said, the extreme measures. Day 18. Here we go. Day 19. We're earning some goals here. This is how you level up, people. Earning some goals. It's all about inner the way you see yourself internally, and it'll come out on the external part. So here's day 20. Look at that. We got day 21 tomorrow. We have done something for 21 days that we wanted to make a habit. And we have to have targets. We have to know exactly what we have to do. And tomorrow's the 21 days of streaming. And look, it's not pretty. It's not funny. It's not. Look at that. It looks ugly. I just told myself when I gotta look for my old booklets for waiting tables. I still have them. I just don't know where they're at. I would do little things like this to myself to keep myself sane from going crazy at the restaurant, because it's so insane to work at a restaurant and then even like a chaotic one, but make so much money where you're like, I would go work at a job for 8 hours and do it for 2 weeks, and you get your $800 paycheck, and then I can make that in 2 days at a restaurant. So I'd be like, nah, I gotta kind of stay here. But you learn all these bad habits. You do a bunch of. I mean, it's whatever. I'm weak. I was weak and easily influenced by my environments. I've always been. So now I'm creating my own environment. So we're learning this about myself. This is also like a psychology thing. If we want to say that, I'm not a psychologist. I don't have I studied it in college, but I don't have a degree in it or whatever. I don't have it. But this is what you do. You just make your little goals. But I would write this in my booklet. I'd be like, I'm gonna take because I didn't know about vacations. I had no idea about vacations. So I was like, I got to earn a vacation. So I would do, all right, in 8 weeks, I got to save this much. So I'm going to save $100 a week to have $800, and then I'm going to go somewhere. So I would do that, but then it always end up, it'd be crazy. I would have like a surplus of like $1,500 to $2,000 because I'd work so much, and I'd just be like, oh, I forgot to save money. Oh, here's 500. Oh, I forgot to save money, but I didn't spend any money. And then I started being able to do trips and stuff. I never had a girlfriend. I just kind of dated casually, like a month, 6 weeks would be max. Because I go girls, I don't know, I don't want to say anything, but sometimes girls try to change you all the time, and I was like, you can't change me. I'm already broken. I'm like, I'm just fix this thing and I'll go. And then they don't. I don't know. I don't want to say anything, but it allowed me to have free time to do other things, to mess up and fix things, and that's why I'm always like, I don't disencourage it, so, but I also encourage it. Like you guys, I just couldn't find people that worked with me. So, but like learning that I have to free time. So what I would do is I'd free time up, and then at one point in my life, I was waiting tables at 3 restaurants, my main restaurant, and then 3 other places, and I was making like for one restaurant 1,500, another was like 300, another was like 200. So I was making good bank, and I was burning the wick at both ends, and I wasn't doing anything creative. I wasn't writing. I was just like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I owe money. I owe $25,000 in debt, so I'm gonna pay off 18,000 of it. I'm gonna pay off. I'm gonna pay it off, but I started paying off in chunks. So instead of paying off 25, I ended up paying 18. But what ended, I did that thing a whole with used the snowball effect where you just start paying off small debts, and then you work your way up using the same. You still paying the same amount, but you move it on to another debt, to another debt, to another debt, to you start having like you start making $250 payments a week, and you can start paying with the current income you're using energy, and you start paying debt off. So I just did that for a year and a half, and then it was crazy because I had like $3,800 saved one time, and I was like, why am I have so much money, and why am I so working so hard, and what am I doing? And I was just like, oh wait, I paid off all my debt, and then I went to my credit, and a lot of it was just gone, and my credit score jumped up, and I was like, damn, how did I get into all this debt anyways? And it was all like school. It was all like none of it was like it was all interest or like I owed Texas State like because I wasn't paying as I was going. I wasn't doing loans, so I was just putting that money into that kind of stuff, and I never really got to study. So I was like, I can't actually. I have a cool story about that. I got banned for 2 years from the English department because I was failing all my classes but paying for them, and they were telling me that hold on. All right, yeah, I got to talk. See, I told you Friday was going to trickle over. I got to handle something that I did on Friday for work, but it is what it is. This is it's my current thing. But we're going forward. Can't let this thing slow me down. You got to keep going. We got to keep going because it's something like that can derail you. Like, oh, work, this is it and this is that. I'm like, it is what it is, man. Like, I can't say something if no one else is gonna believe it or they're gonna deny it because it's like whatever. We can do common things that we all have together. We can complain about those, but at the same time, I don't really have an issue with me being where it is what it is. This is it. Like I'm moving forward. Like I'm on day 21 and doing something that I love, that I want to do. I mean, I'm going towards it. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going this way. We're doing like, money's going to come and go. I keep hearing that quote where it says, your job's not going to lead you to your successful income, or it's not going to lead you to your, it's just a job. So we're moving forward. We're going to go doing, like, I'm motivated now. Like I did, like if I didn't have this job right now, like from the time of last night till this, I would have worked on videos to bring this show better quality. So that way I can go back and sleep right now and then wake up and be going. But now I got to handle this work thing, and I got to handle this this other thing. I got to go to work too. Like so I'm saying, there's 2 things I got to handle with work, and it's going to bring stress and it's going to bring a bunch of stuff. So we got to keep plowing through it. I'm able to use this job to help me do the things I enjoy doing and buying things, but it's not where I need to be. And like I said, it's taking more than it's giving. So it's not smart for me this is not a smart, my Peter Parker spider sense is like going off like crazy. Like, this is not healthy. This is not good for you. So when you do any challenge, you do anything for 21 days, you start doing, but you don't realize is you do 21 days of work, it just goes by, but then you start getting into the 300 and the 800, and then you're like, whoa, I'm doing this challenge that I didn't even really want to do. Like, what's going on here? Why am I doing this? Let's focus on what we want to do. And a big thing I was looking at was I wanted to talk, but I got to go already because I got to call them and all this stuff. So we're going to leave in like 5 minutes. But a big thing was I knew this, like, this is like, I'm a kid that got in trouble a lot for no reason, for being themselves. So I got punished a lot as a child for whatever. But I'm like, whatever. Like, I'll face the music. It does not bother me. And I didn't do anything wrong. I was just supposed to like let them know ahead of time that I was taking the weekend off. But I was like, yeah. But I told one guy on Friday, but I told him, but I'm supposed to do like in a group texting. And I waited till like literally the last moment. So if it is what it is, I just, people disrespect you all the time, then you got to learn to just whatever with them. But I went in here and I started going to, what I started doing was I had 30 minutes, I woke up at 6:05. So I had 30, 40 minutes to myself, and I was like, I can't really do anything. So I just started reflecting. That's what I want to do, because I got to dump a lot of memory. I got to dump a lot of hardware needs to be cleaned up. I can't just keep going. I have literally 20 days plus whatever I've done saved of at least 1 hour shows on here. So I need to delete it. But did I save this? What was I going to say? Oh, two things I want to say before I go, because I did want to bring up one thing that I wanted to talk about, and this is because this is also trippy to me. We're talking about life, and we're talking about what do you call it? Get rid of this. We're just talking about life's too short, and this is what I've noticed too about doing these interviews. And like I like meeting the cast of people in movies, and people get older, and then some people don't really they what do you call it? They don't really get to I don't know, they just get older, and you learn from them, you learn from each other, and they help you out. They're in the same field, and so I appreciate them. I always appreciate them. I guess I'm still friends with my grandma. Like, I'm real good friends with her. I come close to her, and I need to go see her. I haven't seen her like work. Wednesdays we do the podcast on my free day, so I can't really drive down and see her. She's in San Antonio, so my family members, so we never really get to like hang out when it's just us two. So trying to, like, there was always someone in the room like, well, what are they talking about? We're like, just leave us alone. Like, we're just chilling. We're friends. They can't accept that. Like, they can't accept that she still talks to me or whatever. So, but what I'm going to say, here we go. So one thing I wanted to say was when I was on the Indie Escape, I always had to like sub in for like Joe Ridgely or somebody, or they had someone interview and they couldn't do it. So last second I jump in and be like, hey, because there'd be some like, hey, where's Joe Ridgely at? Who's this boy? And I was like, oh, I'm CJ Robles. I'm the new guy. And then so I was running the show and doing the producing, and you can see those episodes on YouTube at the Indie Escape. But what happened was there was a gentleman there I interviewed, and he had been coming on David Lee Madison's End of the Night. Here, this is so cool. So I can do this. This is all. I don't have to edit this. Like, I just do it now. Look, that's my fan thing. David Lee Madison's End of the Night with co-host Scott Schiaffo. I was doing this episode, and we're interviewing this gentleman. And prior to that, I'd seen him come on this show like multiple times, like maybe upwards like 6 times or something. And he had also been on Brian O'Halloran's show, The O'Halloran, I believe. And he's a big guy, big time in the horror industry. And I was like, oh, I've never heard of this gentleman. And I didn't pay attention. I've seen a lot of his work, and I was like, oh man. And then when I read a post, it said he had passed, and I was like, oh man. But I think David Lee Madison had said my friend passed, and it was I was looking at this because Roger Corman just passed away recently, like literally the other day, and then Carl Weathers. But right there on the left, the gentleman with the long hair, Candem Toy, I interviewed him. I got to like hang out with him online and get to pick his brain and ask questions. And I was like, wow, this is cool. Like I'm learning from like the source, and he's gone. So I'm like, oh man, that was a good thing I got to do that. Like, that's not, to me, like, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, that's awesome. But now I don't get to, like, if I have any questions, because I did, like, I can't ask them. So now it's just for me to figure out. But that was cool that I got to do that. So, like, it's RIP. But when I was looking at text, I kept popping up, and I was like, man, I knew that guy. I mean, no, I got to interview him. Also, just like I got to interview JDF. So we're going to end full circle again. What happens is, what do you call it? I was going through YouTube, and I was like, well, let's go through the analytics. Like, this is something I need to know anyway. So I started just looking through it, and I was, oh, cool. I got so many things. But one thing I saw was this thing called YouTube Clips. Like, I'm still learning the app. And it said this whole thing about Jason David Frank and people clips. So people took clips out of the interview. And these are kind of like a little conspiracy theory a little bit. He didn't kill himself. Proof he wasn't going to be in the special even if JDF was alive. Yo, WTF, JDF wouldn't self-delete. And, these are people's words. And like, people are watching 6 News series, whatever, right? But I'm looking at this, and I'm also like, I started looking at that one, see where it says wouldn't self-delete. And he does actually say that. And it's kind of getting to me like, well, yo, let me go back and read this. Like, is he saying something or something? Probably not. But but I'm looking at it as like, whoa, like I'm using his words, what he's doing to help me. I'm looking at only the positive. I don't look at the negative comments. I don't really care for them. I'm learning not to focus on that. And even if there's truth in there or not, I don't really care. It's always negative. You can always, there's a better way to say things. You don't have to always be positive, but you don't have to say the negative. Just say the thing. But I think like looking at that and seeing how people are still connected with it, and I'm like, man, you know what? I really need to look into that. Look into that. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, June 1st. We're opening it June 1st. But look at this. Look, this is what I'm saying. Go do your challenge. I gotta go, but go do your challenge. Get these days. Just mark them yourself. Every day I did something. You know, you take your vitamins, go stretch, go for a walk, run, do something. Play video games. Play. I'm gonna beat a video game or whatever. A challenge on the hardest level. 21 days. See how long I get. It's how long it takes me. But I don't know. I'm just doing challenges now, and this is what I'm doing. But do whatever you want to do, and just see what you can do. If you can do this in finances, you can do this in health. You can do this in education. You can do this. I mean, sports. You can do this with anything. Just figure it out. Like I literally, like I have crayon on here because I couldn't find it, and then not even just crayon for like one time. I couldn't find a pencil all the time for a crayon for a couple of weeks, for like almost 2 weeks. So just get going. Like I'm just this is the creative mind. I could easily make this a graphic and be like, this is all you do, all nice for everybody, but it's not pretty. It's always ugly. It's always like that. So all right, I gotta go. I gotta go walk the plank, shipwreck shooter style. We're gonna go out there. We used to be out the sea, but we're not in the sea no more. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, we're off in space. So when I jump off this plank, we'll see where I land because I'm not getting in that water again. And I'm going to go up and see where the stars are at and the brighter things, where there's more future. The water does hold history, and it's fun to be in sometimes, but I've spent enough time in it. I've trained enough in it. Let's go see where else we can go. Let's go the distance. Let's bring this video store to life. June 1st, we're going to try to do some kind of launch. I still have Electronico Fantastico, Spanglish in Vivo coming up. I got a lot of things I got to do, but we got to get to work. So I'll see y'all later.